Hi, thanks for watching and welcome to another head-to-head video. So who we got going head-to-head in this video then, boo-boo? Let's take a look. Right, okay guys, so we have got the Aero versus the Wispa. Now I couldn't get my hands on a standard Aero, so this is a peppermint Aero. So as usual, I'm going to take a look at the history of them. Now, from my own personal experience, the Aero has always been around. So I would say that came about pre-70s. Just the standard one. I seem to remember as a kid growing up, they weren't like in a bar, like a long bar, Mars bar type shape. They came like in a traditional like chocolate bar, like flat, and then you break bits off. And I seem to remember that they were like, had bits you broke off the end. I can't remember if the whole lot come off or like it was divided into 2 or 3 bits. I can't remember. They came in bars, you just, I'm sure they did. And then they brought out like a mint one, God knows when, probably in the 80s, don't know. But I do remember when the Wispa came about, because it must have been early to mid 80s, because my granddad had a sister lived up north of England. We're sort of southern England, or southern part of England anyway. And his sister lived up north, and I think the place was called Stockton, which is up near Middlesbrough, Newcastle way, I believe. She had like a Geordie type accent. So anyway, he used to go and visit her like once a year, especially after my grandmother died, his wife. She died in 83, I think. So it could have been around about then. He went up there, and when he came back, he brought me and my sister this new chocolate bar out, and it was the Wispa. And never ever seen it before, and we loved it. And sure enough, a few months later, it started appearing in shops in our area. So whether they trialled it up north, I don't know. So it's going to be interesting to see what year that did come out. Now, first off, we'll have a look at the Aero. So that's the Nestle Aero. Let's have a look at that. If I can get a... Well, if I had an empty search bar to go at. Right, Nestle Aero history. Wow. Blimey, if that's true. Right, Aero is an aerated chocolate bar manufactured by Nestle, originally produced by Rowntree's. Aero bars were introduced in 1935 to the north of England as the new chocolate. By the end of that year, it had proved sufficiently popular with consumers that sales were extended throughout the UK. By 1936, sales of the chocolate had reached New York City and later spread to many other countries, including Canada, South Africa and Japan. Aero has been manufactured by Nestle since 1988 after a takeover of Rowntree's, known for its unique bubbly texture that collapses as the bar melts. It is available in many different flavours and various forms, including Aero Bubbles and Aero Biscuits. So 1935 then. We'll just do a little bit of this. The process of manufacture was patented in 1935 by Rowntree's in York, England. The patent describes how the chocolate is heated and then aerated to create small bubbles. It is poured into moulds of the solid outer chocolate shell. As the chocolate cools, reduced air pressure allows the bubbles to expand inside the bar's filling. In 1935, Rowntree's launched Aero in the United Kingdom, followed by the Peppermint Aero from 1959. Wow. So it has been around my whole life, the peppermint one. Wow, I'd forgotten that. Right, okay. Let's take a look at the Wispa now then. Cadbury Wispa history. Again, let's go on Wiki. Right, Wispa is a brand of chocolate bar manufactured by British chocolate company Cadbury using aerated chocolate. The bar was launched in 1981 as a trial version in North East England. There we are. I bet Stockton is in that area. That shows a picture of, well, that county, North East England. And with its success, it was introduced nationally in 1983. Wow. Wow. Well, I suppose, yeah, because it don't seem like it was 2 years before it come out. I mean, it could have been. But he may well have gone up there and brought that back in early 1983, I don't know. And then it was rolled out a few months later here. I don't think it was 2 years. But anyway, yeah, launched in the north of England 81 and launched nationally in 83. It was seen as a competitor to Rowntree's Aero, now owned by Nestle. In 2003, as part of a relaunch, the Cadbury Dairy Milk brand, the Wispa brand, was discontinued and the product relaunched as Dairy Milk Bubbly. What? As part of the relaunch, the product was reshaped as a standard moulded bar, similar to other dairy milk products, instead of a whole bar count line. In 2007, helped by an internet campaign by enthusiasts, the Wispa bar was relaunched, albeit for a limited period. In October 2008, Wispa permanently returned to shops in the UK and Ireland due to the chocolate bar's popularity during the previous limited period. Well, I didn't know that. That all happened and I was completely oblivious to it, which just goes to show how often I eat them. I can't even remember the last time I had an Aero or a Wispa. I think I may have had a Wispa Gold bar within the last few years, but I can't remember. I'm not a massive chocolate lover, to be fair. And if I do eat chocolate, I prefer to eat the things that have got stuff going on in them, with biscuits like Boosts and double deckers and that sort of thing. Right, so there we are. So the old memory box weren't far out. Launched in 81 in the northeast of England, which almost certain Stockton must be in that part of the world. I'd lay my mortgage on it. And launched nationally in 83. Right, okay. Right, let's get rid of this. Let's do a bit of taste testing. So which one do I prefer? Well, I'll tell you what. Shrinkflation on steroids here, I think. Do you know, I got these out of Tesco's. Could I find these as single bars in there? Nah. They just don't sell them. You have to buy like multi-packs, which I'm sure are smaller. They gotta be. I mean, that is definitely shrinkflation on steroids here. If you buy them singly, they've got to be bigger than this, please tell me. I mean, look at them. Tiny little things. But yeah, I wanted to buy them just as single bars. Because I've got a mountain, I've got chocolate bars in my fridge, in my cupboard, what I've reviewed. I just don't get through them. I just don't eat enough chocolate to you know, that's all mounting up. I need to get my granddaughter around here. She'll soon take care of a lot of that. Right, here we go. Let's try them. So which one do I prefer? I think I would go with a Wispa. I think. Let's try them. Well, these are changed from what they used to be flat. They used to be like a sort of shape like that. Like a triangle, but with the top chopped off quite a way down. They used to be shaped like that, the Aero. Let's try it. Let's get the old water. Now I've got my laptop off the table. To be fair, they are quite nice. I think I prefer the peppermint to the normal standard. I remember the bubbles being a bit bigger than that though. So I think the old shrinkflation has had an effect on the size of the bubbles as well. Right, here we go. Let's try the old Wispa. Now that is the sort of shape I remember the Aero to be. That shape. But obviously a lot bigger. Like I'm talking about later on. I mean, like I said, in my early sort of memories, I remember the Aero to be like a traditional chocolate bar shape, but then they evolved it into something like this, probably in the 80s. But it was twice the size of that. Right, let's have a go on it. I'll tell you what, they've definitely made that closer to this. Them bubbles were a lot bigger than that. The texture was a lot more coarser on this. So when you bite down into this, it's more smoother because the bubbles are a lot smaller. And there was a massive difference in them. Now there isn't much difference. There is a little bit, but nowhere near what they used to be. And I'm pretty sure it's because they've made these ones more like them ones. Right, so which one would I go for? To be fair, I can't split them. The mint is nice. I think if I really had to pick one, I'd go with a Wispa. So yeah, there we are, guys. Which one's your favourite? And what are your childhood memories of this if you were around back then? Can you remember these coming out? Did you live in the northeast of England and got to, you know, enjoy these 2 years before the rest of us? Get in the comments, let me know. Right guys, there we go. That is another head-to-head video. Thanks for watching, and I hope you'll join me and Boo Boo, the sunbathing kiddies sunbathing again soon on another video. Take care guys. Oh, here we go, Boo Boo. I'm gonna have a go on this one. Lovely, oh lovely.